Good morning, families. Today I'm going to show you how to log into Accelerated Reader on Friday of this week. This is one of the assignments that your students will have after reading the books from BookFlix that they were assigned. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a browser like we've been doing and find Bryan City Schools website. Again, it's that bryan.k12.oh.us. I'm going to go to the student tab again like I've been doing, and then students are going to go to Clever Login. Now, this took me right in. It may ask you to click on your email address and then take you in. It may also ask you to put your email address in. And just remember that it's 30 with the student's first initial, last name at bryanschools.net, and then their tech password. So today we're going to look for this blue R, Renaissance Place. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You're going to get a message possibly. You may or may not. If it does come up, you're going to click Go to Renaissance Place. Now, again, Clever is funny sometimes, so it might take you right into AR or it might take you to this screen. If it takes you to this screen, you're simply going to go to I'm a student, and then the student's going to type in their lunch number and then their tech password. And then click log in. There we go. So when they get to this screen, you'll see two choices. You always want to double check that it says their name up here in the top right corner. You're going to find the one that's orange that says Accelerated Reader. Now, there are two ways you can do this. The first way you can do it is search by quiz number right up here in the search bar where it says find a book, which we provide for you for the week's stories. But let's say that your student has a story, a book at home that they want to take an AR quiz on. You won't have the quiz number for that. So you can simply type in the title. When we get done with this video, I will show you a way that you can look up books at home to find out their reading level and their quiz numbers. So I happen to have this quiz number for the book of this week, and it's also on your plans that you'll see. So I'm going to type it in and then click search. Now you'll see two versions of the story that we're reading this week popped up. I always ask the kids at school, they say, which one do I pick, Mrs. Elston? And I always say to them, can you read Spanish? And they say, of course, no. So I'm like, okay, pick the English one. So you're going to go ahead and click take a quiz. This screen's going to come up. You want to make sure it says reading practice and then click next. Now, there are three choices here on the right-hand side. It doesn't necessarily matter which one that you choose. It records it on the score sheet that's sent to me. So if they read the book, if somebody read the book to them, they'll click this. If they read it with somebody, they'll click this. If they read it by themselves, they click this. So I'm going to go ahead and click I read it by myself. Now, some of the stories that you'll have will have this option that says recorded voice. This means when they take the quiz, it will read the questions and the answers to them. Kind of a good feature for our students maybe who aren't as strong in reading as our other students are. And some students just enjoy having it read to them. So this particular story, if I want it read to me, I click on. If I don't want it read to me, I click off, and then I click start quiz. Now, I'm not going to click start quiz because I don't want it to go on this student's account. But as you go through, usually there are 5 to 10 questions depending on the length of the book. When you get finished, there will be a survey at the end asking the student if they like the book or not like the book, and then it will give you a score. Usually, you know what, I'm just going to go through this real quick because I can take this off. So I'm just going to click here's my question, here's my answer, question, answer, next. And this one says at the top 4 out of 5. And then this is the screen that I was talking about. So, yep, I like the book. And then it gets to the end. This is the screen that's the most helpful for parents. I can easily see by a quick glance at the top. They had 2 out of 5, and it says at the top, you did not pass the quiz. So then we're going to go to finish. And it will take them back to the login screen, I believe. Now, as a parent, if my student is failing quiz after quiz, just give me an email and I can take those quizzes off so they can take them again. But here it would tell you how many points they have. They can also see, if I go here to progress, I believe this shows, nope, that was the same thing I was just on. Okay, there was a place that showed like the books that they have read. Maybe it's my, here we go. So my completed work was the tab that I clicked on, and you can see all the books that your student has read this year and then the score that they have got on that. So I'm gonna go back to my home page, and if I don't have the quiz number, like I said, I can simply just type in a title. The kicker is with the title, you may want to help the student with this because if it's not spelled right, sometimes it's very finicky. So Diary of a Worm, and then I'm going to click search, and there's my story. So that's one way to do that. You can also access Accelerated Reader by not going through the Clever Portal tab. You can simply go to Students, and then right below the Remote Learning tab is the AR tab, and you can get in the same exact way with that. So I'm going to take you guys now to show you how to look up books that you may have at home. And this is just something extra that if you want to know if a book is in your child's reading level, or you know, if they need to be challenged a little more, maybe you're looking for something. So the site is AR Bookfind. I don't know if you can see that, arbookfind.com. And this is what it looks like. I use this site at school and also on my kids' books here at home. So it's gonna ask you what you are, and I'm gonna click parent because that's what you'll see, and then you're gonna click submit. And this is the site that you can type in any title of a book that you may have. So I know, for example, my son has a book called Digger Man. Right there it is, Digger Man. So I can see that that book is a 1.7 right here at the BL, and it's going to be worth 5 points. The BL is what you really want to look at. So I know my son's a pre-K student, that 1.7 is too hard for him. That means first grade, 7th month. Okay, let me think of a different book. Let's do one that is in our story at school, Carl the Complainer, and right there it is. It's a 2.9. That's pretty good because it's 2nd grade, 9th month. So that means if I have a student who is on level in 2nd grade, that would be a perfect book for them. Now, let's say that I have a book that I type in Whales, the Best Animal. Now that's a made up title, but let's see what happens. Oh, so it gave me some books there. If you have a book and it doesn't show up, it means that it's not an AR book. So that's another way to look at that. So I hope that helped today with kind of navigating you through how to take an AR quiz. If you have any troubles, please email me. I did have a couple questions about the books in BookFlix that were assigned this week. If you feel like the books are too hard or too easy for your students, go ahead and go into BookFlix like we did the previous week and make that adjustment. You can choose either up or down on the grade level. Let me show you how to do that one more time. So BookFlix, students, I'm going to show you this. I showed you this last week. Students, Library and Media Center. And this is the same way that you can access the Hoopla as well. I think I went off a screen share here. Let me get back to screen share so you're not looking at my blank screen there. There we go. So let me go back again. So it was Students, Library Media Center, and then it took me to this tab. And then we want ebooks. There we go. And BookFlix is the first one on there. Perfect. And I also know that families were having difficulties with this too. So if that's the case, drop me an email. We can try to troubleshoot it, or just go ahead and pick a book that you want to do. So if you are needing to adjust the books that we assign, it's the apple and then the apple again, and then it's right here. If you click on the grade level, and you can pick the grade level for your student. So again, I hope that helps a little bit with navigating AR, and as the questions come around, please feel free to contact Mrs. Hauk and I. Mrs. Slagle will be glad to help, and we'll get your questions answered. have a good afternoon, and we are looking forward to meeting with you guys. This is our first Google Meet today, so hopefully you guys can attend. And if you're not able to attend today, hopefully next week. Talk to you soon.